Good evening, this is Darth Ravager 7 again, coming at you with the finale of the Netflix series, or Netflix presents Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, Episode 6. So we basically have Sound Blaster, like I said, and Bumblebee having their little squirrel. Ratchet, Impactor, Mirage, and some other bots are fighting to defend a space bridge. And Optimus and Jetfire, Prowl, and Moonracer were. They successfully, in episode 5, I forgot to mention this in episode 5, they successfully navigated the Sea of Rust, thanks to Bumblebee's tip about Dreadwing mapping it, and Jetfire was willing to, get them through there, and has since joined the Autobots, but his faction symbol didn't change at all in these last 2 episodes, but he's definitely with the Autobots as he saved Prowl from the Sea of Rust and a vortex, pretty much tornado, rust tornado, if you will. Then, so they're this episode had some other throwbacks to other Transformers series. Basically, in the Bayverse, it was Sector 7, that was the guys on Earth that were, hunting humans down or whatnot. Well, actually, Sector 7 is where they were trying to get to get the Art to jump into the space bridge and get them going. So that was kind of a nice homage, and, the other nice thing that they did there was oh man, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Sector 7, and the other nice thing that they did was they tied together all the little story arcs together to basically get the arc into the air. So Bumblebee was unconscious, so RC and Kai got the raw energy on the Wheeljack. Wheeljack got that into the ship, managed to get it off the ground. Some very heroic, great moments there. And then out of the blue, as everything was getting crazy and Optimus and everybody was converging in one spot, out of the ground comes popping up Mega Supreme to help make a last stand. So that was definitely a Mega Supreme we saw in that episode or earlier in the series. And Omega made his choice to stand by the Autobots and defend Cybertron. In the escape sequence there, it looked like Red Alert didn't quite make the arc. A lot of other people did. And then, so Lita and Optimus had a, final thing. Lita's like going to stay behind and help, defend what's left of Cybertron. Jetfire joins their cause there. And there's just a lot of little crazy things there. It's like they shoehorned it all in there together just to get them onto the arc, get them to the space bridge. Because as I thought it was over with after all that was said and done. They had some alarms going off on Teletran 1. Oh, Teletran. Yeah, Teletran was the other nice spot that came up because they fired up the arc. They had the raw energy on it. It was Teletran 1 online. Had a pretty little great standing out there at the end. So it was Sector 7 and Teletran 1. And that G1 goodness coming through and through again. I like how they kind of just like conversed everything together. Impactor there thanked Ratchet as he took a blow to where Ratchet was able to activate the space bridge. He thanked him and stuff, and it was not really clear who all got on board, who got left behind. But I mean, it's like I said, it's just kind of shoehorned it all together there. It's like, we're out of time with this stuff. But I mean, what I did like about this stuff in the series is that they used everything from the toys in this show and made it really impressive CG animation work, pretty good. For it not to have Peter Cullen or Frank Welker in here doing their voiceovers, I thought they did a pretty good job of getting in some cast and crew to do that. They had a total of 2 weaponizer sequences in the series. They had Sideswipe earlier, and then they had, and that Aragon is the other guy that Sideswipe combined with, but then it was RC and Cog that did their little stance. Didn't really mention anything about Trypticon there, but then they had a ship that came up, and if you played the High Moon Studios, you kind of figure it's the Nemesis, and you don't know if it's like in that deal there, if the Nemesis was reconstructed out of Trypticon parts or whatever. And then I guess several of the Decepticons were left behind, but then, like I said, they woke up. You got that alarm beeping on there, and it showed Teletran 1 and the Ark going through space or whatever. So I guess it's them and how they're going to bring about the second chapter in Earthrise. And another cool thing that I saw in this episode was a brief snippet of Astro Train and them fighting. Astro Train was in his robot mode. Didn't really get to see what mode he came up out of. He just kind of just transformed, showed up, boom, and he was there. And I just really like how the series really did utilize these models and whatnot. Ratchet looked extremely great, just like the toy figure. Love this impactor. I mean, even the hollow bits that, you know, were present inside the toys that a lot of folks have been, like myself, have been ordering for tfsafari.net to get the hollow bits filled in. They even left it hollow for the show, but I mean, the consistency was there. That it was definitely the toy models with all the weapons and stuff. The really big absence thing that kind of bugged me was there was none of the little target masters or the weaponizers, like the little Decepticon jets forming a sword or something around there. Jetfire did have that really cool blade or whatever. And then on the same token, on the Autobot side, you just had a couple of weaponizers, you know, boom, boom, you know. The Decepticons didn't do anything like that to get or gain a tactical advantage. But overall, I mean, this was a neat way to tie, I guess, a series to the current toy line. And the Siege has been out for like a year and a half now. And the only thing that kind of bugs me is that they came back and released when they get things together there, they had Siege Wave 1 come out, and they had, like, you know, a busted up Ultra Magnus there for to symbolize how he got messed up and whatnot. But the little stuff that came with, like, it was Pinpointer and other stuff for the Megatron that's really, really awesome. It's like right here that I absolutely love, and is now the Megatron I use for Siege. There was none of them other, you know, little robots that came about. None of them were mentioned even, and so I'm probably gonna just for now on display. I'll keep the little, you know, action swoosh swoosh bang bangs and the thruster effects. I'll keep them out more so than I'm probably just going to put all the little bots into stasis that had little, you know, action effects come out. There was no mention of them in the show whatsoever. Other things, there was, you know, I know that recently that Wave 2 was announced, and so they're going to have RC and Bumblebee, you know, come out with that. They're going to have like a Wheeljack. I can't even really remember. Decepticon wise, they're going to have an Earthrise Soundwave that's being released through Walmart, I guess. Anyway, that's just more stuff that it's just not making sense on how they released it, you know, back a couple weeks ago. But that's what they did. Thought that the cartoon was, you know, well put together, well animated, well voiced. Storytelling was good, and it nods and hat tips to here and there. And I don't think they were really. It's like they were trying to go initially for some original canon and stuff, just like High Moon Studios did with the video game 10 years ago with the War for Cybertron there. And there was other nods to, you know, the High Noon stuff, you know. But I mean, it's just like it didn't really call itself canon. It's just, I guess, another way to, you got a nice show being promoting a really good toy line, and you actually got the toys in the side of the series. They really did nail that together with the series. That said, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't disappointing, and it was well thought. It was just a nice take on the whole Cybertron Siege toy line. And if you like this video, please like below, comment, let me know what you guys thought of the series and episode 6 overall. It was I feel like it could have been longer than just 6 episodes, and a lot of that there in 5 and 6 kind of felt like the 5 and 6 could have been just one episode, like a little movie to tie you over to chapter 2, Earthrise, and then but it did a little thing saying, hey, chapters 2 and 3 are coming, blah blah blah. We kind of know that. They announced Kingdom, and it's going to be neat to kind of see how they go from Earthrise to Kingdom and see what they do with it. And we'll get to see hopefully some more of the guys like Double Dealer and those guys, just like Spinister, and then finally, I love seeing like the guys that were obviously get a lot more action. I guess Scrapface was like army builder kind of thing. Anyway, going over, getting long again. This series is done, and I really do thank all of you guys that have watched and commented, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It wasn't perfect, but it was still a nice piece put together, and there looked like there was some heart and soul and care put into it, and I like the dynamics and the twist that it had. Alright, so that was a very fun day for a lot of us. It's been a long day. I've been up and down all day trying to get some stuff done around the house and watch this series, and didn't want anybody to spoil it, and I didn't want nobody to be upset with me and my spoilers, and so it's a good day all around, learning lessons learned, and I look forward to seeing chapters 2 and 3. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have an excellent night. Till all are one.